These are our single leg elbow flexions using a Bosu and a cable. This is a strength stability exercise, but we're going to be targeting the biceps. Now, a couple of key points here. We've got Stuart's feet hip width apart, nice and parallel through the middle. So when we take a step onto the board, to the center of the board, we can maintain this alignment. The knee stays over the second toe. Hips are still in neutral. We've got a nice neutral spine, shoulders back, chin tucked in, core switched on. So Stuart, when you take a step on now, we want to squeeze the glute to get nice and stable. So we find the center of the board, core switched on, glute squeezed together, and we're going to go alternate arm to alternate leg. So make a note, knee still over the second toe. This is incredibly challenging. We can see the body's wanting to. Stuart's fighting incredibly well to keep himself in good position. Core's drawn in. We've still got the shoulder girdle opened up, chin tucked in, glute squeezed on. That's brilliant. To add a slight more variation, a little bit more load to this exercise, we could turn this into an alternating bicep curl. We got?
Yeah.
Excellent. Again, note, slightly more complex. We've got the knee still over the second toe. We've got good retraction of the shoulder. So now we've got the scapula switched on, squeezed together, and that's going to help hit the long head of the bicep, which goes from the scapula through to the radius. Core switched on, shoulder girdles opened out, chin's tucked in. And to make this slightly more challenging, we can go into a two-arm bicep curl. This is increasing the load throughout. Again, we've maintained good knee alignment, good hip alignment. We've got the lumbar nice and stable. We've got slight thoracic extension, which is going to allow for shoulder retraction, which keeps the scapula in a good position to help keep tension through the long head of the bicep. Chin's tucked in. Brilliant. Just relax there. Now, a couple of compensations we may see. As your client steps onto the Bosu, we may see knee adductions, the knee adducting to the midline of the body. We may see knee abduction, coming away from the midline of the body. If we manage to get the client onto the board with neither of these, we may see things like the hips hiking up and down. Okay? During the movement, we may see things like the elbow coming away from the body, so the anterior deltoid doing a lot of work. We may see an exaggerated curve through the lumbar, so we see the chest pushing out through here, an exaggerated curve through the thoracic. Now, if the shoulders round off, bear in mind the scapula is going to come away. We're going to lose tension through the bicep, or the long head of the bicep, which is what we're trying to target as well. Or we may see the chin poking forward. Good form should look like this. Knee over the second toe, nice level hips to the floor, neutral hips, lumbar's nice and neutral, slight thoracic extension, good retraction of the scapula. We've got the ears in line with the shoulder, core switched on. And again, we can make this slightly more complex by going into an alternating curl.
Yep.
Again, we can see we have to readjust, we have to refire, get ourselves nice and stable. Or again, we can add to the load by going into a two-arm curl. Much more challenging. We can see the board. However, look, the knee still stays over that second toe. No loss of alignment. Good. Shoulder still retracted. Fantastic. Take it down to the floor nice and safely. Brilliant. Those are our single leg elbow flexions on a Bosu board using a cable machine.